All right, we're live. Welcome, y'all. We're going to start out this week with just going over some setup stuff. Maybe if we have some time, just answering any questions that you guys have in the chat. So, my name is David. I am one of the creators of Kairos, and it is on the marketplace for ClearEdge. I'm also support staff for ClearEdge. So, you will probably get set up with me or Brad or Nara or Lee if you're just coming into ClearEdge, getting set up. And then this is Brad, my co-creator of Kairos Strategies. So you could say hi, Brad.
Yeah, hey everybody. As David said, we're both ClearEdge support, help out with them, and creators of the Kairos strategy. And I do apologize. I'm just on voice today. I'm at a hotel, and the internet wasn't good enough to push a video. It had me frozen, so it at least got to join today, even though I can't be on video.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's kind of get started with this. So right now, I just pulled up my VPS, which if we're going to be having a lot of new guys come in, especially with some of the marketing that's going out for ClearEdge. So I'm going to start from the most basic level and just explain some of the things as I pull this stuff up. So, and Brad, please interrupt me if there's something that I'm missing or something that you think is necessary or needs to be said. So, with this local software for ClearEdge, the automation software, you can run it on your own computer, or as most of us would recommend, use a VPS, which is a virtual private server. That way, your internet connection is not going to go away. They're going to have backups to that, backup servers for everything. So you have you can run your software consistently overnight and not have to worry about stuff closing down. So I pulled up my VPS. You can get a VPS on the ClearEdge website, and I think the starting plan is $40 a month, and that will get you X amount of brokers that you can pull up. All right, so I have my ClearEdge software pulled up here, and I'm going to start turning stuff on. So I'm going to go to the home screen. So here's all my systems and my brokers that are connected. So I'm still paused with TopStep. I don't know if you knew that, Brad, or if I told you that.
So I think you posted something about it this past week. I didn't realize until then, because it's been several weeks now.
4 weeks, yeah, it's been a month.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, it's been a month. So I turn it on anyways, and I'll leave. I have a bunch of blown combines on there. So I have my funded accounts. These are all pause. You can see next to it. It says they're pause, 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 in whatever combines I had at the time. So I'll go in here and I'll just run practice stuff just to get some reps in on stuff we're creating. Or maybe if I see something I like but didn't want to put it on or didn't have enough space maybe to get it on a funded account right now, I'll throw it on here and just kind of watch it. And so I have statistics for stuff. I mean, quite a few months back because they never get rid of these combines. So I can just put them on as practice accounts and just let them run. Yeah, this one's 3 months old or so. So yeah, you can look. This was last month running. What was I running? MNQ reversion settings. These are the ones I lost. So that's for Kairos bands. I had lost these settings and I had the alert and I couldn't figure out because I know at times I've been able to click the alert and then it's put the settings on the chart. Do you know anything about that, Brad?
Yeah, and I've used that before, and I think sometimes it kind of works. So sometimes it doesn't, but you can. And I even know sometimes when you look at the alerts that it will have the values in the actual alert itself that you can get it from. But like I said, again, sometimes that's worked, sometimes it hasn't. So it's a little hit or miss, at least from my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did not have any luck finding them. So I've had to kind of go back to the drawing board on getting some reversion settings for that. So I guess we'll just start out. I'm not going to really set up TopStep because I have a bunch of stuff running on those practice accounts, so I'm just going to let them stay at this. There's one that I wanted to take off. But I won't do it right now. This MGC strategy. with it's just been doing terrible. Down 5 grand over the last month. So definitely going to take that one off. And it's a long only strategy. So I don't know. I don't watch the gold chart very often. So I don't know, Brad, if you pay attention to what's been going on with gold.
No, I haven't. Other than just seeing how it's been doing on bands, I don't really follow it much, which I think it's struggled on bands, so I haven't really watched it too much lately.
So it's probably safe to say it's not trending.
No, it's just glancing. No, it looks like it's kind of been bouncing around for the last at least several days. And the 5 minute gold's not terrible. It just it has been kind of, like several other things, flat for the past, couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't really been a great performer, so I haven't really been watching it lately.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, how's it going? All right. So I'm going to leave Top Step. So let's go to the next one. Let's go ahead. I only started trading Lucid like I think a month ago. And so I got a funded account through them. And I've been meaning to buy some more accounts with them. So I may do that on stream today. Buy another account, get stuff set up with them. And it looks like there's a new manual lockout feature on TradingView or Tradeovate.
Yeah, I noticed that. I think I saw it maybe Friday. I don't know when it came out, but I did notice it recently.
Yeah. All right. So next is going to be Apex. I don't have my stuff labeled. I'm sorry, guys. Probably drives some of you nuts that I don't label my things, my connections. So this one's just Tradeovate 3. Let's see. Apex. Where's the thing for Apex? Okay, so just click on it and then relabel it. Is that how you do it? Apex. All right.
You'll see you have to actually go to the Tradeovate T over on the left side.
Here?
Yep. Go in there, and then at the top.
Oh, that's what I just did. Oh, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the right spot, right where I'm at?
Yep.
Okay.
And one thing while you're going through this setup, show people, you don't have to go all the way through it because you'll have to re-get your credentials, but show people where they can set their credentials in here, because as I do support with some people, they'll log in every time, but you can save your logins to Tradeovate or TopStep in the app. So every time you open up the broker, you don't have to log in. And I think that's something that a lot of people just don't know about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, for some reason this is not clicking. I just updated, so I have the brand new beta software that we're testing for ClearEdge. So something, I don't know what's going on, but it's not letting me click out of it and click back. Apex. Click. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll send a message to Chris or something. Have him watch this video, the stream. Because you see me clicking it, right? Click, click, click. Nothing. All right. So yeah, let's go to the credentials. So right here under the little settings area, you can click that and press set credentials. And then you're going to put your username in, press OK, put your password in. And then once you press OK again, it's going to save that information. So when I turn on my system, I'll just restart it again. You'll see it auto populate my username and my password. Oh crap. I think whatever I just did got rid of the one I had in there. All right. Well, now I guess I'll do it from scratch with you guys. Okay. So first I'll just turn it off. Set credentials, username. All right. Password. password. Okay. Now when I press that, should incorrect username or password. That's not cool. I don't know what I did wrong. Let me try it again. I might have to pull. Let me see. I might have to stop sharing my screen. That way I could put my actual password in manually. Let me. All right. Give me a second.
And Mark, I see you mentioned a 50% off for 2 uses. Maybe I've already used those two 50% off. I purchased one yesterday and got 40% off. I don't know if that's their normal deal or not, but yeah, Lucid typically, they have I think it's called Promo Vault. When you go to their site, they don't normally tell you the different ones and how many uses you have left and stuff like that. And you can always use whatever code you normally use, which of course we recommend. I think the one for Lucid is actually ClearEdge, because that'll still get you the same discount. ClearEdge just gets a small portion of that purchase, but I did buy me a new Lucid one yesterday, and that one was 40% off.
All right. Lucid has a discount code for 50% for 2 uses. Yeah. All right. Let me reshare my screen.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm all logged in to Apex again. All right. So yeah, I was actually thinking about loading up on Apex stuff. And I don't know. Did you see that they got like taken off of that popular like prop firm website that everybody posts about on X about that kind of tells you the pros and cons of or how the different firms work?
No, Apex did?
Yeah, they got taken off because of their changes to their business plan. The website thought that they are not reputable enough anymore to be on the website, and they don't want people going to them off of their
No.
website. Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. There was a post on Twitter about it. So yeah, they I guess they're sketching some people out with what they're doing and how it's gonna work. So we'll see. I mean, them and Top Step are just behemoths in the prop firm space. So really doubt they're going anywhere, but who knows? Payout wise, if it's going to hurt them with these new end of day accounts or not.
Yeah, maybe. I mean that's what everybody else does. I mean, and they are charging more for them, so I don't know that it'll have a impact overall. But yeah, yet to be seen. We'll find out in a couple weeks or a couple months how that change is impacting them.
Yep. All right, Futures Desk. I'm gonna start this one up. Man, I really like Futures Desk, like the company in general, but I got to be honest, man. I can't stand doing daily base hits. Like I could size smaller, which would make actually more sense than what I'm doing. I'm at like a pretty standard size for like running their stuff, but like you either have to have it so that your base hit gets hit like only on your very best days. So like you would not be hitting your base to hit like every day because like otherwise your losses are gonna just don't make sense for the account. Or which I'm thinking about doing is just not even care about the daily base hit and just let it run, let it add drawdown to my account. That's actually what I'll do that right now. I'm just gonna remove remove the what do you call it? The
daily profit target.
Yeah, I was gonna take that off. I'm just gonna
and I think with them, granted, I still haven't gone to them other than just a practice account I'd purchased, but I mean, it isn't there billing where you're not getting, at least not getting charged the full amount every month. So even if your case, if you go over and it just adds some to your profit target, then it's not the end of the world with somebody like them because you're not paying $100 a month to
No,
keep the account.
I think it's $30 a month to extend or something like
Yeah.
that, and like $100 to like reset and extend. Yeah, no, it's not bad. That's why I like them. Like it seems like they have like they're doing something that's just different than any other prop firm. Like to not have any like fake money funded stage, like you just go straight to live. I think that's a really cool concept. Um, and definitely makes me feel safer with the firm because they'll never have payout problems. Like why would they have payout problems? Like it would make no sense for them to have payout problems because it's real money that you're trading with after you get out of. Well, I don't know how their funded stage looks. So do they give you like X amount of like dollars? I don't really understand. So they could lose a little bit, I guess, if people are passing a lot but not ever making money for them once they get to live. That could be a problem, I
Yeah, and
guess.
that's one reason I haven't done a an eval with them, and I'm sure it's less complicated than it seems, but because it sounds like there's I don't want to say a couple of stages, but kind of, and then you get to like it just when I read through it, it just wasn't clear to me. Maybe I just need to go read through it again. I might not have been thinking right when I read it, but it just didn't seem quite as straightforward. Not saying anything bad is going on, and like you said, it probably is much more sustainable than some of the other models people run. But when I first looked at it, I just didn't, I couldn't wrap my mind around what the stages were, what was happening, or when you can actually take payouts. So I just haven't gone back to it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people talk highly of them, and it's one of the few or only places that has Project X, which of course has its benefits and um, drawbacks. But so I've keep saying that I need to go get me another one, and maybe I'll do that here this week sometime.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am all set up. Um, so I might go buy an account right now and let's get something new set up. I don't know if you had some stuff to kind of go over, stuff maybe we've heard throughout the week on issues people have been having, or go over anything like that while I'm trying to buy this account.
Um, I mean that. So just as I talk to people, the credentials thing is one that I notice people aren't using. Not that that's causing them any problems, but like people just type it in. So I think that's something that can benefit people. Um, Another thing that if you're depending on how familiar you are with trading or with Tradevate specifically, is you can set up your copy trading in Tradevate, so that way you can use less agents on your ClearEdge license. And I helped somebody get that set up either yesterday or Friday. I'm drawing the days are running together, but I helped somebody with that. They had two agents. They were using both of them for two accounts, but they were two accounts on the same prop firm. Which of course you can set them up separately, but if you're wanting to maximize your agents that you have, then you can utilize copy trade. And the only difference there is when you select your account in ClearEdge, you just select that group that you created from Tradevate instead. And of course, you have to be wanting to trade the same strategy on both of them, although you can trade different size, and you control that sizing in Tradevate. And then same thing applies for Top Step, right? Or
Yeah.
Project X. So with the futures desk as well, where you can copy trade within there. So really, you only have to set up one account and one agent, and you can copy trade within the Project X software. So that way, you're not having to use up more agents. So it's just kind of if you're trying to run multiple things across multiple accounts, maybe you don't have enough agents to run what you want, or you aren't ready to upgrade because you're just getting started with it and get more agents. Then you could just use those copy trading features, which I think a lot of people don't realize, because if you're using other automation softwares, maybe there's some out there that do, but some of the other more popular ones, they don't have a group trading feature like that. Um, and then I know the question has come up, and David, I don't remember if you and Kevin or Elevated talked about this before, but I know I've seen the question of, um, there's settings out there for M and Q. I want to run them on NQ. Well, it doesn't, although it may kind of work. You're not going to get the same results because even though it's technically the same thing, it's not exactly. They have their own order books and stuff, so price is going to move just slightly different. And then depending on what the strategy is doing, some of the different indicators it's using for entry or confluence or something could have slightly different values.
Yeah.
So if a developer releases something for MNQ, then I would run your alerts on MNQ. That doesn't mean that you can't select NQ as your asset in ClearEdge to execute on there, but I wouldn't execute it on anything except for the one that it was optimized and released for.
Mhm.
Just to make sure you're getting, those best optimal settings. Most of the time, I think at least for the ones I've seen, it's not going to be like MNQ or killer settings, and NQ is just going to make you lose all your money in one day. They're not that drastic, but you're not
Yeah.
going to see the same results if you're trying to run it on a mini version of something that was optimized for a micro. But like I said, you can always execute it on the other one, but I just wouldn't run it on the other chart.
Yeah, and I'll show you. I'm actually setting up an alert to the new Market Ninja thing that he just released. So the settings he optimized just over the weekend. So I'll show you because he actually uses a GC chart. So I'll go in and um, let's see if I can. Is that moving over on a different screen when you can you see Tradeovate now
I can see Trading View.
or Trading View? All right.
Yeah.
So I pulled up the chart and you can go into Discord and he just posted about it. You can click that if you have a subscription to Market Ninja. And so I am on a GC chart. That's what I'll always make sure I check when I'm doing this. So GC 1 minute, GC, or let's see, Market Ninja, GC 1 minute, new settings or new. I'm just gonna put new. All right. So now I'm gonna go back over to ClearEdge and I've put that in already. I'm gonna select my source strategy, press next, and now I'm gonna copy the message. Gonna go back over here, gonna add that into my message and go into my notification. So the webhook is always the same. That's one thing that I notice when I have people set up stuff is they'll still delete this and then re-put in the new one right here. And just correct me if I'm wrong, Brad. They're all the same, right? You don't ever have
Correct. For ClearEdge. Again, if you talk about some of the other competitors or automation companies, then theirs can change, but the ClearEdge one is always the same. What's getting you the different information? I don't remember if it's the name or the ID specifically that changes within the JSON message.
yeah.
But that's the piece that specifies which strategy you're running, but your webhook is always the same.
Yep. So this is I'm just gonna set this up. I'm gonna press create, and now that's gonna pop up over here in my alerts. So now I see it unpause, so I know it's live. Come over here and I'm gonna go to my Lucid connection and let's see. Let's add a new signal and look for the name of it. Right here. Select account. Select the one I just bought. I just bought a 150K. Well, let's see. Now I got to do some math because I don't know what kind of sizing I'm going to do on it. So I think, let me look at my messages with Kevin because Kevin had told me it was set risk, I think. And where are we at with it? Okay, so it's got a hard 8-point TP and stop loss. So 8 points what is that per micro? Let me do some math in my head.
You said you bought a 150K?
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, I'm not going to do the math. I'm just going to go into ChatGPT and do it that way. All right.
Which prop did you say you bought this on?
Lucid.
Lucid, gotcha. So it's end of day. It's 150K, so you have 4,500 drawdown. I'm surprised you're not just going one mini on this one.
Should I just do a mini? That's fine. I don't really care.
I mean, it's showing 2,000 a drawdown, so you're still even at 4,500, you're giving it double the drawdown of what the back test shows. In an eval, that's probably honestly what I would try to do. I know you and I you look more of how many trades can it lose. A lot of
Yeah.
times I'm looking of kind of a multiplier of the drawdown. But being that one's giving you more than 2 times the drawdown, I would probably go with one mini and
Okay. Well, so if you guys are looking for a contract name, just go into your chart. If you're using Trade of 8, it doesn't do it automatically in ClearEdge. So just look at the newest contract that pops up when you type in the ticker. So GC, so GCH6. So that's what I'm going to need to type in here, GCH6. And if I wanted to do MGC, I have it on a GC chart. So if I wanted to send this to MGC, I would just find the MGC ticker. So that's MGCJ6.
I was going to say I just looked at gold, or I normally look at it. Might not be the right approach, but since Project X rolls based on volume, I normally look at it. It has GCJ6 currently, not
Okay.
H.
Well, then I'll just do J. Well, let's see. Is he on a continuous chart? Yeah, he is. Okay, I'll do J then. Yeah. Oh, it's so gold rolls over at a different time than the
Yeah,
indexes. So is it already done with its rollover, or like where's? Because aren't the equities going into rollover right now?
Yeah, they should be close. Let me see. Gold and silver basically do a monthly rollover, I think. Although and since I don't trade it much, I know I've seen Nara maybe mention that they still use the quarterly contract. But again, I don't know how that works, if there's volume there, if the volume's on the monthly, since I don't really trade gold and silver much. But yeah, you can go look at gold and there's a monthly contract. So that's one of the downfalls of trading it as well, unless the quarterly contract works and you can just leave it on there for 3 months. So you've got to remember to go change your contracts every month. So it may work to do the quarterly one, which I guess now would be maybe roll into June. I don't know, but I would probably leave it on J for now. We can try to get clarification on if you can just use the quarterlies like that to not have to mess with it as much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I got that. I turned it on. Press done. Now you can test it, but I've connected enough of these that I'm not worried about it. I already know it's probably working. And unless I wanted to change over to the MGC contract really quick to test one. Actually, we're not open, so I can't test. Got about another minute. But
oh yeah, it is time for opening it.
Signal?
What'd you say?
Do you test it every time you set up a new signal? I don't.
I don't typically, because now it shows that green box that says everything's right or everything's good. I mean, I don't know that that's really checking to make sure you have the contract typed in correctly, but which I told you about my mess up last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. I forgot what I even set it up on, and I meant to run it on MNQ, but in my hastiness trying to get it set up, I put in the wrong contract and it actually executed on 4NQ and like blew the account immediately because it went into just a little bit of drawdown before going to
Oh yeah.
to PT, and I was like, oh geez. And if I would have tested it, I would have seen that it didn't show up on Tradeovate because I had it on MNQ. But so I
Yeah.
probably should get in the habit of doing it. But
Let's see if Market Ninja puts us in a trade. We opened with a big. We're going up.
oh geez,
Big move.
that was a yeah.
What are the equities showing? NQ or the
N
indexes?
NQ gap down
Oof. Yeah.
$150.
Wow. All right. Well, we're still in this range. Let me look at the
Wow.
daily. Let's see. 1 day.
NQ
Yeah,
gap
we are
down
at
$150, and then the open candle went down about $200.
Yeah. Oh man, we're actually at my spot that I like that I've been buying calls at. So in the SPY. Let me look at what's the SPY doing?
I don't know if this is a sign of how stuff's going to move tonight, or if it's just got to get its craziness out of the way in the first few minutes and then settle down.
Yeah. Yeah, let me look at QQQ. Let's do NQ. Or let's do ES. Let me see. Yeah, we are at a buy zone. Well, a call zone for me for doing calls, but let's see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what all these algos enter or don't based on that big drop after these first couple minutes. Let's see. Market Ninja is 3 minutes, so we'll see here in 20 seconds if it enters anything. And then bands, I'm curious on the 5 minute. 1 minute's just going to get some crazy signals on that big drop. So curious what the 5 minute will do once this first 5 minute candle closes out.
Yeah. These new settings for Market Ninja GC are on the 1 minute chart, by the way.
Are they? Yeah. I haven't copied that one over yet. I was looking at the MNQ. I do need to go grab the gold settings and pull them up and watch them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he just created these, so we'll see how they go.
Yeah, I know he talked about, I think on Friday, the new release curse.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I'm running a mini, so we'll see. I'll reset it a couple times, so I'm not too worried. It's if it takes a few more resets to get a past account, that's fine. Not a big deal. Yeah, and the reason why, for anybody listening, why I'm doing GC on a new combine because I have other stuff for NQ that I've been creating that actually I would like on there, but right now I am being very careful with the hedging stuff. So I am just running. If I do run multiple strategies on one prop firm, I'm gonna run it on like metals and one index and then one metal. So I won't mix indexes. I messaged on the Lucid Discord and I asked them because I had a YM strategy and then I had a NQ strategy running on there. And I remember I got put in a trade the opposite direction. This was maybe earlier in the week before everybody got their profits taken away. And I closed out of one of the trades. So it was only a couple seconds that it was in it. And I was like, I should maybe check on this. Because I mean, anybody that watches YM and watches NQ knows that like YM could be selling off in the morning and you could have NQ just sitting there doing nothing or going up potentially. Like sometimes they go in opposite directions. Like they're not very correlated. The Dow and the NQ, at least I haven't seen correlation. Like I would never look at, oh, wow, gold that's actually a little scary to be. I hope I don't get put in a trade. That just, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
I just happened to pull up silver and saw it when you were saying that because it did the same thing.
Yeah, we're moving on gold. I don't know. It's just an eval, so I guess I don't care. But if I would have got triggered in, like that could have been like what 5 times the loss if it was going the opposite direction by that just spiked down really quick.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that would have probably blown my account.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about how the order books typically are on gold. Do you get a ton of slippage? I know when it's moving fast, of course, you never know what's going to happen with it, but
Yeah, yeah. It definitely doesn't move like I like when I'm watching like NQ um, or like ES. I love ES, so I mean ES is kind of what I learned how to trade on, day trading stuff, intraday stuff, and it's just what I like to watch. It just moves so much better. Um, so watching gold, like just sometimes how it jumps around in a candle, it's just like I don't like it.
yeah. And then if you get to the overnight hours, a lot of times it's just like watching paint dry. It just
Yeah,
doesn't do anything. Which, geez, oil is up $10 since open.
wow, it gapped up. Wow,
Yeah,
we're
it
above
gapped.
$100.
Yep, it gapped up like what, $3.50, and then it's moved up $10.
Yeah.
These are some
Oh
crazy
man,
moves.
imagine if Nara would have held as long over the weekend.
Did he close it out?
Yeah, I think he held from I think 70, he said, all the way up to where we basically closed. Um,
Gotcha.
so I don't know, $20 move.
Well, it's just, I mean, everything with gold or with oil is so volatile right now. I don't know that I would.
No, he did the best. He did the smart thing by not holding
Yeah.
over the weekend. That could have easily gapped the opposite way.
Yep.
And
Yep. There's just too many external factors that can impact that right now that
yeah,
probably best to take your money and get out of it. But
yep. Is there S&P down over 100 points already? Sorry, I haven't been reading the chat. Mark, when did Mark write that? Yeah. Yep, crude is going nuts. So yeah, I'm all set up. I might go over and just kind of look at stuff. Might go through the connections, just maybe look at what I have pulled up, make sure I have stuff set up right. Um, I don't need that on. I was testing out a ZB strategy, and ZB is not good for automation as far as like what we have currently in this environment with the alerts, needing to have an alert from TradingView, which is going to have a lag. And then even if you have a great it's even if you were manually trading it, like you're getting entered in, the spread is just too big. So you could probably get something working that has some larger targets, um, just so the spread won't be that big of as big of a deal. Getting entered in at not the price that the algo is saying you're entered in at, but like
yeah,
trading view is not going to be able to track it very well because it thinks you got in where it says where it started, where the candle closed or whatever it is, where you're actually getting in somewhere completely different, which that's just going to be a problem if getting like any Nikkei settings or bond settings or anything like that is going to be an issue with that.
and I try to look at those other things, but I just NQ is just what I know and understand more. So I
Mhm.
typically don't look at the other ones because I don't understand what is a normal move for it. What's reasonable. Obviously, you can kind of look, and if you're using a strategy, look in the back test and see, is it taking it all day to close a trade? If so, then you probably have your targets too wide. Um, and I end up having to look at stuff like that and figure it out versus just with NQ. I just kind of know what a decent move is just because that's what I've traded for a couple of years. But one day I looked at stuff and I started in crypto. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go trade micro Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then I just think it would be funny to say you're a lean hog trader or something like that. But then I'm like, I have no idea what this
Yeah.
instrument does, how it moves, what value ticks are, anything like that. So I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. But
Yeah. And isn't like cattle and gold, well, cattle and oil, like those are all like fundamental analysis driven. Like,
yeah, there's a ton of things of those that will that can impact it. Which actually, I'm thinking about that oil spike over that happened at Open. It probably made sense because I know here that on Thursday or Friday, gas was 237, and then today it was 319. So
yeah. Well,
don't
didn't
know.
didn't Iran didn't something get bombed by the US, like an oil thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't been following it closely, but I mean, I know that obviously production and shipments have slowed down, if not stopped or something. But so that's why you figured that just due to supply and demand, price is going to go up.
Yep.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know all the foreign or all the um, what's the word I'm looking for? The world news and stuff that exactly that's going on that's impacting it. But um, yeah, things are still. I don't know if anybody trades bands on the MNQ 1 minute. It's in its third short of the night. It's 1-2,
Oh, really?
but it's I know that one hasn't performed that well over the past couple weeks, so I don't know if anybody's actually running it, but it's the only thing I've really seen that's
Taking trades?
yeah, that's triggered anything yet. I don't know if any of the 5 minute settings have taken a trade yet.
Yeah, I haven't had any alerts go off for me yet, so yeah. Sure we'll be getting one any minute though.
Yeah, I would think so with the move stuff is gonna start triggering, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm flipping through them now. And if you go look at gold on the 5 minute, man, those wicks are crazy on both sides.
Yeah, we're back where we opened. Or well, almost where we
Yeah,
closed last week. We're at like around settlement. So,
yeah, that was a crazy move.
yeah. Yeah.
It was. I was actually going old school and watching some old Gold Rush shows over the weekend, some of the original series, and they were like, yeah, they're like, gold's just been on a tear. It's at $1,200 an ounce, and I was like, yeah, geez, if they would have known that the price was going to be, what is it, 5,000 or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh it's crazy. Definitely crazy. All right. Well, we have about 15 more minutes, so let's see. So I got everything set up. I'm trying to think of what else I'm typically going to go over when I'm thinking through this stuff. Um, yeah, I'll go to the Discord and I'll kind of see what kind of chatter has been around. I'm normally reading the Discord as people type, anyways. But I might look again. Maybe I remember a post from earlier in the week, just for what people have been running, what people have been having good success with. Might go um, into the results channel, take a look over there. Willie posted last on said solid week. Not sure what he's running though. So if you guys do post in the results chat, it is always helpful if you, especially for market prep and kind of thinking through the next week, for you to add onto your results what you use to get to that point or to get those results. That way, people can easily go through and be like, okay, this guy's running Market Ninja, this guy's running Kairos, and just kind of easily glance through stuff to kind of see how it's going. Um,
Yeah, I know Willie at one point was running Kairos. I don't know if he still is. And then you have Wild Spaces. I don't know if it's the only thing, but I know he's been running the RTY 1 minute settings.
Yeah, he was
Um,
only doing that. That was
was he?
he
Okay,
said that. Yeah, he said that on the stream last week.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and he's been running that one, and I know it was um one day, David, you and I were talking about with that one. If you look at the back test on it, it looks kind of choppy the last. I guess maybe week. But since we released those, um, back the middle of February, it's up like $6,000 to $7,000
Yeah.
in total on one RTY. And it looks like it's taken so far tonight one winner, one loser, and it's in another trade right now that's about break even. Um, so it's been pretty active so far. I don't know if he's running that on his funded as well.
He is
Um,
going to, and he's going to send
is
it
he?
to M2K.
Yeah, that's probably probably better.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause I think I just looked. The win on the RTY is 640. Loss is 500. So it's positive RR, but you get a new funded account. That's a lot to be thrown around and risk blowing it if you just have a couple of bad trades.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, so we're at a new month. So I mean, last week we were in the new month too, but I'd bought a couple new things last week. So I'll probably be ramping up and getting a few more things on. Um, I really want to see if some of the new settings I have for moving averages is going to work pretty well. It the new settings I created. I don't know if you looked at them. I posted them in the chat. They're like a Quant-X kind of setting. If you look, like it takes very similar trades, but far less trades. So
Yeah.
I didn't want it as many trades as that. So, but it takes good, and it's a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And I've had some guys message me over the last couple weeks about having some good success with moving averages, and I haven't really been running anything with it, so I thought I would make something new and see how it goes. Um, so yeah, that was something I'll be taking a look at and watching. Let me see if I can find it in the chat because I might have lost my chart already on it.
You said that was for MA?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Super easy function, guys. If you want to search through the chat, just press Command F. I don't know what it is on a Windows. I know with Mac it's Command F, and then just search for a keyword.
Yeah, I need to. I normally just have it pulled up and watching it. I don't have anything actually connected um, to Market Ninja right now, but I know it's been on a good tear lately, so I need to get something set up to run that. But that's what I actually have it pulled up right now, just watching to see what it's going to do. Which I know it's as opposed to bands. I know Ninja is a lot more um, particular, selective with its entries, things like that, where it'll like normally catch like a bottom if it's a bottoming out, and sometimes of course it may go back against you. But when like there were a couple last week, and I know y'all talked about them on Friday's stream that were just over 100-point trades. So it's good at getting in at the bottom of those and then catching the ride back up. So I need to get something set up to run that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can even trying to find charts, man. This gets so frustrating. You're probably a lot more organized than I am. I get going on the next thing and then forget to save something under the right name or whatever happens.
Yeah, I normally try to keep them. I just still have some of the old ones that we released for bands where we had the actual chart links. I still have some of those, and then I have to scroll through and find the right one if I'm looking at it. So I try to keep it somewhat organized, but I don't know if I have as many as as you do. But yeah, I find myself scrolling way down. I'm like, wait, where is that one? What did I name it? Trying to figure out where it went to.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't think I saved a chart for this. That sucks. My I have a method when I lose stuff. I tend to send it to a few people. That way, like if I do lose something, because I've lost so many things in the past that I'm like,
Yeah,
let me send this to a couple people, and then I can go through my Discord chat and be like, all right, who'd I talk to about this? But
yeah,
sometimes that even gets lost because I'm like, I talk to so many people on Discord that I'll have like 30 messages down, something that I sent somebody. I'm like, crap, I don't even hard
yeah.
hard hard to find.
And it depends on if you actually sent them the chart link and hope you didn't delete it for some reason or change the
Yeah,
data on it. If you
yeah,
send them the settings, then obviously you can always pull that back up. But
yeah. I'll
um,
normally send settings. It's just typically I like to do that a little bit better.
yeah,
Yeah, these are not them. Great. Three. Oh, this is KL. Ah,
I'm running back through bands again because although I don't have alerts set up on everything, with just the move, and now a lot of them starting getting a move the other direction. I'll be surprised if some of them don't trigger.
yeah.
Oh, geez, that 1 minute MNQ, it took two winners, and then the third one had to be 250. It was more than 224. It was 2 ticks away from PT on the third trade. I hate when that happens.
Oh yeah. That sucks. Yeah. Did you see some of the new gold stuff I created for bands in MNQ reversion stuff?
Yeah, I saw you sent me a couple of charts. I need to go take a look at them. Um, I don't remember if I ever pulled them up or not.
Oh, I found the. Oh, here, I'll move my chart over so people can see it. All right, I found the MA settings. Yeah. So yeah, this is I don't know, $5,500 of profit over 3 months. So I mean, if you wanted to do the drawdown divided by 5580, yeah, I don't know why. What did I create these on? Can't remember. Reset the chart. Okay, that's what I must have created them on. So that's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So 6, 7 months. So that is 11, or sorry, 623 divided by 11, 693. So like basically a 0.05 if you're dividing max equity by that. But this is what I was telling you earlier before the chat is, or before we started the stream. Oh, I don't have a size option on this. That sucks. Well, you can't see it, but it's really small in the right hand corner. But this is a 16.4 win rate differential.
Yeah,
So it's kind of what I look at for the most part.
yeah. And Mark, I don't think David has gone over this. I do see your question about what we think of the market the last month. Um, I mean, to me, I'm one of those. I know people have varying views of it, but the market is gonna do what it does, right? Depending on how you're trading, it either can do well in a choppy or trending or sideways market, and other people's won't. So people that are saying that it's been hard to make profit, it just whatever strategy they're using doesn't work with the current environment. And then like tonight with the open, right? When you have external factors that are making price move a lot, it's hard to really know where that's going to go. But I think I know for bands, we've had those presets for 3 weeks. The first 2 weeks were kind of rough, flat for that. And last week, several of them kind of pulled back out of that hole, just because it got into better conditions that work well for bands. So it's just really to me, um, a hit or miss. I've never been one of those that say, well, the market's bad, it's hard to trade, or it's whatever. It's just whatever the market's doing may not work for the strategy that you're using. That doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just doesn't work for what you're using.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion and my take on it.
Yeah, I have a chart. I do options trades if I'm manually trading. So, and that's like higher time frame stuff. So like I'm looking at the daily, in the SPY, where it's like clearly we've been in this range since October. So I mean, there's clearly defined highs and lows. So I can take puts at the high and calls at the low. So I'll do that. But for the most part, I don't do intraday trades, manually anymore. But when I did, I had a chart, and I still have it, I'm sure, where, let's see, this is kind of what I like to look at when I'm manually trading, to get where we're at in the market. So NQ market overview. So I have 4 charts on here. This is what I'm going to be looking at. I have volume profile. Now this is on a different contract. So M and Q. Yeah, the last time I looked at this was when we were on the Z contract for M and Q.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while. All right. So NQ, NQ, and NQ. So I'm looking at the TPO profiles a lot. Looking at where we're at. Are we in price discovery? Are we in balance? Are we having inside days? Are we overlapping in one direction? Do we have single print TPOs? Which, if you use volume profile, it's very similar stuff. Over here is the volume profile. If you're looking at low volume nodes, you're looking at the VPOC, um, just doing some general analysis like that. And then up here, I just have like IB stuff, initial balance, which would be more for the intraday stuff. And then over here, I have my VWAP, anchored VWAP, and it's being anchored, I think, to the month or the week, one of the two. Session. Oh, I have it on session. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on all those things. So those are good things to get up on a chart. These are kind of the 4 main ones that I want to look at when I'm doing analysis on stuff. So IB, VWAP, volume profile, and TPO profiles.
Yeah, I think all that makes sense. It's just, I mean, it's when saying the market's good or bad or not working for things, that you can also kind of, I think, David, taking a lot of those things into account that you're mentioning, right? You may know, and I think Nara does this a lot, is you might know that if price is doing a certain thing, that maybe you have a certain kind of strategy that works better in that environment. Or, for example, because I know sometimes we'll get messages from Nara, or he'll send them out to. I think he did that to Elevated. Maybe he was the one that asked for some gold settings because he thought there's something that he thinks is going to make it do good at the beginning of the week, for whatever external factors, right? But it's a part of trading is trying to find, if you're able to try to find certain markets that some strategies work better in, and then knowing you need to turn some off that don't perform in that. But of course, that takes time with strategies to know what markets they do better or worse in. But um, yeah, I think just a blanket, well, the market's not good right now. Like I said, in my opinion, is just it depends on what you're running. It
Yeah.
may not be good for X, but because you could even say like back when silver was going crazy, there were people losing a bunch of money, but also people making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what your strategy is around that volatility and knowing when to turn it off and on. And that doesn't, it was crazy to trade and hard to trade because you could lose a bunch of money quick. But if you had a strategy that would work with it, you could also make a bunch of money. So it's just a matter of adapting to whatever the market's doing.
Yeah. I wasn't automating, terrible with dates, but I think when the tariff stuff came out, with Trump, I was manually trading still. I made some good money in that time, but like there was a lot of guys that lost a lot of money. And honestly, it just came down to because my stops were definitely not big enough for the VIX environment and the crazy moves that were happening. I had a
Yeah.
call. I had a call in the SPY when Trump had said one comment, and we had a massive um, we had a massive jump in the market, like 10x my initial investment on that trade, or more than that. I think it was like 20x. I can't remember exactly. But it's like with that, especially when I was trading props, it's like I don't even think my drawdown in my 50K account was enough for a stop in that stuff. Even with the
Yeah.
micro, it was going so nuts. I, I,
Yep.
I don't remember, but I remember the VIX got so high, it was like just ridiculous. And um, yeah, that was when we were like around the 20% down mark in the indices, and everybody was kind of wondering what's going to happen here. And um, I mean, a lot of us, I think, were like, well, we're going to go back up. And it was ended up the ones that were long ended up doing really good because it went up fast.
Yeah. Yep. And sometimes even though you want to limit the times it's like that, but sometimes it just ends up being luck. You're on the right side
Yeah.
when something like when the tariff news would drop or when something happens and I mean a lot of times you're using kind of knowledge and experience to uh, for lack of a better word guesstimate where it's going to go, but of course it's never exact or you would put all your money on it and be a millionaire,
Yeah.
but you can at least make educated guesses on where you think it's going to be. It kind of like when people trade CPI or that kind of stuff, right? A lot of times you're based on what you're expecting the numbers to be is you're making that educated guess on which way it's going to go, and you put in your trade, and um, like I said, part of it ends up being luck that you're on the right side. Not something I recommend.
No.
Because I don't want to be. I mean, if you're in an eval and you blow it, not the end of the world. But if you're on a funded account or cash account, I for sure wouldn't be taking gambles like that. But
Yeah. Well, we are over time. I gotta go help my wife out with some stuff. Um,
yep,
so it was good chatting with you guys, and make sure to leave any questions if you want them answered for next week on the stream. Give us a like, subscribe on the channel on YouTube if you're there. If you're on X, then follow us there. But yeah, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later. See you later, Brad.
yep. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.